What's up, guys? I'm Metalhead, 150 classic albums by the end of the year. I'm also doing a bunch of Patreon requests because you guys have been absolutely lovely on my Patreon and supporting me a lot. And it's $5 a month, and you get to request an album. Someone requested Nettspend's 2024 album. I saw this has a lot of bad ratings. I remember Fantano hating the shit out of it, but most underground stuff doesn't get really good ratings. So I'm curious to see if the hatred is valid or not. So yeah, let's jump into it.
It get weird.
I like the beat.
Growing up. I don't want no love, but I don't think you did enough. And the clock keep going up. Fuck shit. That's why I keep on throwing up. Why should I keep on pouring up? I wish I could just not grow
I don't
up.
see how someone could like hate it just yet.
I wish I could just not pour up. All I wanna do is chill inside a slut truck. I think she know what's up, but she don't give a fuck. Nah, they said that spin one, I make her have some fun. Yeah, it might be 700 miles in that but a one. Yeah, and I'm not even 20.
Like the beats are pretty nice and his voice is pretty good. It's a bit barren, but like the beat kind of works that way because that's kind of cloud rap aesthetic to it. So. There's nice like sort of jazzy elements here. That's cool.
It get weird. It get weird growing up. I don't want no love, but I don't think you did enough. And the clock keep going up. Fuck shit. That's why I keep on throwing up. Why should I keep on pouring up? I wish I could just not grow up. I wish I could just not pour up. All I wanna do is chill inside a slut truck.
All right. I'm a pretentious fuck. I listen to a shit ton of metal, the most pretentious shit imaginable, apart from like if you listen to a shit ton of post rock. I write reviews on my album of the year, shit like that. I'm pretty pretentious on there. I don't understand how someone could hate this so far, unless the next track's literally god awful and he doesn't do the same shit. What are you hating on? The beats are pretty, like the beat's pretty. Is it groundbreaking? No, but it had like a nice bit of a jazz in part. It has some cloud rap prettiness to it. His vocals aren't fucking god awful. Like he kind of fits the vibe a bit. What are they hating on? I'm actually stumped. One sec. I just read some reviews because a lot of my mutuals even on album of the year have rated it low. They don't bring up anything. They're just saying it's shit. It's a mockery of rap or whatever the fuck. Why? Does Nettspend have like a shit ton of baggage or something? Like, is he like a fucking cringe white boy that talks about how much he hates rap or some shit and then he makes this shit? Is he like a little Mabu? Like, why is he getting so much hate? Now, I'm only on the first track, but this is pretty good. Consider, also, speaking of, these are my ratings. I do these on first listens. I listen to these projects multiple times over before I post them to my Discord, where you can chat to me about my ratings. Also post them to my album of the year with a written review of like a succinct way of tallying up all my thoughts. And you can see the history of all of the albums I've rated in the past like 14 months I've been doing this. I've listened to about 1,200 albums. So yeah. Also on there you can see a preview. My favorites tab, which is at the top of my profile, is the next 5 YouTube uploads. So you can see 5 YouTube uploads in advance. I have an average rating of a 6 out of 10. I think that's solely because people are mostly requesting shit like Monster by Future and just albums that are good. So I'm listening to more good albums than bad because most of the albums I listen to now are Patreon requests because you guys have been absolutely lovely and supportive and I love the fuck out of you for doing that. It's actually a part-time job basically for me and I appreciate it a lot. So I listen to mostly good stuff. I try and have a 5 out of 10 average because if something's like a 5.1 out of 10, that means I liked it more than I disliked it. And I'm open-minded, but I feel like I balance it with criticalness, critical stuff, a decent amount. But in saying all of this, I'd say like 7. Like I think this is pretty good. Like I might put it at 6.5, but I will need to hear another, like the next track or a next few tracks need to literally feel like actual slop for me to be like, ah, okay, I get why everyone's rating it a 1 and 2 out of 10. Because so far I don't see it.
I think she know what's up.
All right.
Okay, the hardest. I swear to God.
Like a normal, pretty decently produced rage beat. His vocals aren't awful again.
Running out the back, cause they can't see me when I'm bad. Yeah, and they can't see me when I'm mad, and she can't see me when I'm sad. So I'm finna dip out.
He just has J. Cole rhyme scheme.
Yeah, we get so fly,
But like the beats alright, so.
I'm gripping on my cash cow. Fixing for a photo, but I'm outside with my main bitch. And I'm outside with stainless.
The delivery is a bit stunted sometimes, I guess.
My nigga, but fuck the feds, we both high shit, I'm drinking lean, you drinking chowder. Yeah, it might be broke, but that's my brand.
He doesn't have the best mic presence, but like, I've heard worse.
Yeah, she might get old, but I'm gon' fuck her. Yeah, my name Lynette came for 100,000.
Some of the lyrics are a bit questionable, I guess. Wait, how old is this cunt? One sec. 18. When this came out, he would have been 16. So he can say some cringe shit. He is a white boy, I will give him that. So maybe he's been cringe that way.
Yeah, we get so fly so we get flashed up.
Like, it's just decent. Like, it's not groundbreaking, but it's decent. I can't see the hate yet. I'm just assuming that maybe he does some offensive shit later on. Some of the lyrics can be questionable, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. Like, again, this beat's not that bad. Like, I'm actually just stumped. Because that, like, people hate this project, dude. Who's producing for him? Because it sounds pretty polished. Is it like a culture vulture thing where like they view it as like sort of culture vulture shit?
We got so high, we just jumped in a stole up. And I ain't even know up. I swear that everything above. And if it was, I'm above. Yeah. Every slut wanna fuck. Get your BBL to get in the trunk. Or get thrown in the trunk. X, fuck love. It's so much sex in the club. And I won't drop a song with you cause you suck. I used to hit the bone, now we smoking blunts. I still want fuck.
Is he like a rich kid? Is Nettspend rich?
And if the world was free, fed up, I still wouldn't get nothing. Just touched down in Iraq, need hit up Project Pack. Mace get put up in a scat like Water Pack. So I let her hang around cause she know how to act. Hold up. And my fucking brother pack pole up. We got so high, we just jumped in a stole up. And I ain't even know up.
Okay, it's the hardest. I swear to God.
Like, this is another decent track. I'm just doing research on the side here. Like, what school did he go to? He went to a majority black high school. So, I don't, in Henrico, Virginia, it doesn't seem like this is a rich school. So, I don't, like, I just, like, looking at some of the lyrics, right? If it was someone who's like, I've been smoking blunts, I've been fucking, all that sort of shit. And it's like this, he's very albino looking, like this really white kid. And he's like donning on this aesthetic, but he came from like a really rich upper class background sort of thing. I could be like, oh, okay, there's a bit of a vibe feel here that's not that great. From what I can do with a brief cursory search, doesn't seem like that is the case. So I'm very wondering why. Has he said some fucking ass shit. I have no idea. Because the beats are pretty decent. His vocals, like, he's fucking 16, dude. Like, I'm not going to expect this bro to have like the best fucking bars on the imaginable. He's not going to be a Nas who's able to do it out the gate, right? It fits the vibe of the album. I'm just stumped. I'm sorry if this is like the majority of it, because if you're fans of Nettspend, you might be finding it annoying because it's like, oh, why can't you just talk about the music in isolation, not about all of the other shit that's around it? Because I'm assuming you guys have heard a shit ton of hate towards it, because holy fuck, I've never seen album of the year be so against this a project. Unless someone is like a bad person. I've seen this sort of thing when it like any Rodney Radke sort of thing, or any well, what's another fucking bad person? Like Lil Mabu's a bit of a cunt. So like I've seen that, but Tom McDonald sort of thing, right? Which, to be fair, he fucking deserves it. But I have no idea. One sec. I'm just gonna look up some more shit to see why. Okay, so what I've found is people hate the sound of the music because it's like plug sound cloud shit. Did he somehow break into like a mainstream listening audience to like even people that don't even listen to Cardi, and they're like, oh, this is like fucking really weird and chaotic and meaningless? Because if you go to fucking underground shit, if you go to any plug artist, if you go like, this doesn't sound fucking crazy. It's not like a Too Slimy situation, which, by the way, I think Too Slimy even has like talent. I think you can even see that, by the way, in Legion, like on Mooring Side. It's like that, bro. I called it on his first project that he has a knack. Like there is a creativity in there. Like he's doing some crazy meme shit, but like you can tell that bro's a bit talented. But like it's not like a Too Slimy thing. I just don't understand it. I guess like another thing was like the fans, but it's like on the same vein, fucking Cardi fans are absolutely rabid, and they say that like his shit is godsend, and he has good stuff, like, and he's also very influential, but they go a bit hard. Like I don't think Cardi is anywhere near on like the level of like a Kanye or something like that, right? But like if you have a younger audience, you're gonna have like a bit of an annoying fan base. I just don't understand the hate, and when I'm looking everything up, it doesn't seem like people are being able to point towards anything, because like this just sounds like pretty fucking decent sounds of this era of like SoundCloud underground rap stuff. And then I saw that apparently Xavier Sobase is hated. I don't know, I didn't know that. I'm so bewildered. Like this just sounds decent. Like what's wrong with this? It sounds pretty. Also, if pretentious and overrated artists by their fans was an issue, 90% of fans are an issue.
So we geek up and fuck. I left her dead, but she made a pack for us. And she pulling turds, I think I would get blessed. And I won't let her
I like some of the lyrics actually. Like it's a bit cheeky.
my little shit, just like she a tomboy. At a grocery store, I'm like, what a time for it. I try to explore the thing I want more. I try to explain how I feel, but I just feel it in my core. AP scaling on my face, no Rolex. I took a picture with you cause you earned it. Hey, pop that pill, you might just lose your focus. I'm in my bed, buying back from my pocket. Bounty hunting straight rats, looking for that fucking snitch. Touch your toe, post some more,
Like it's another good track. I might have been underrating the fact, like the last two tracks, just in case like there's somewhat questionable lyrics here and there, like had extra baggage to it, so I was hedging my bet. It just seems pretty good overall. Like why is this hated on but like pretty fun, or Osama-san or something like that is not? I don't think they're the same artist or anything like that. Like I feel like there's a bit more of like an authenticity maybe with those two other artists, but like the beats are fucking nice. Like it reminds me, I guess, like maybe it's like the white rapper paradox sort of thing, where like that there are some just like white rappers that are going to be a bit feel culture vulture, like if you go to Jack Harlow, that sort of thing. But like relative to the quality of the music that the genres are in, I feel like Jack Harlow's worse than Nettspend too. Like Jack Harlow, because he's doing more traditional rap. He's like in the same label as like a Travis Scott, a Drake, a Kanye, a Kendrick, that sort of thing. Because he's doing like mainstream hip hop, right? Jack Harlow's worse in comparison to those guys than Nettspend is to the like like the area he's in. Like Nettspend's in what I would assume roughly the area of like Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, Opium People mixed with like this sounds a bit brighter, so maybe like think Pretty Fun or something like that. And he's closer in quality to those artists than Jack Harlow is to the mainstream hip hop artists. So I don't understand. I don't know. I just don't. I can't really get it. I mean this with all the love in the world because obviously I'm kind of like half defending him here, it seems. But he is the whitest dude I've ever seen in my life. Like, he actually does look kind of an albino, and I don't mean that negatively, because if he is albino, so, like, I'm pretty sure that comes with really bad, like, health impacts. So maybe it's that. But he like, I looked up his school, and he comes from a majority black school, and I feel like the same way, like, Eminem had fucking blonde hair, blue eyes, and he grew up in 8 Mile. Like, it's not the same thing, but because, like, I'm pretty sure Eminem grew up in a lot more impoverished place than maybe Nettspend did, but, like, I don't know. I'm really struggling. I'm sorry that this is taking up most of the reaction so far, but, like, this shit's good. To focus more on the music, like, the beats are really polished. Like, they're quite nice. I want to know who the producers are. When I look at them, I don't recognize any names, and I've started to, like, look at the producer tags more and shit like that, across all of the underground artists that I've been listening to. So I've been trying to find out, like, which producers do I like the most. I think it's like there's like a 401 Ahmed or something like that. I like his beats quite a bit, pretty often, that sort of thing. So he has nice beats. His vocal effects, like the mixing is decent. Like, this genuinely sounds polished. Like, it doesn't, maybe it's the fact that it doesn't sound too underground or something like that. So it has like a bit of that charm that people don't see with like the underground sort of sounds that he's doing, but it sounds more polished, but his voice is more in line with the more underground person. So it's like there clashes of production quality maybe some people don't like. But I have no idea. I feel like from what I'm seeing, it just seems like bandwagoning. I'm more than happy to be a bit of a cunt and hate on some shit. As much as, like, I try to be open-minded to all forms of music, because the reason I started this channel was I loved music, but I listened to a very narrow section of, like, music I liked. So, like, emo rap of the late 2010s, metalcore, new metal, that sort of thing. And that's basically all I listened to. So I listened to, like, Lil Peep, Juice WRLD, Bring Me the Horizon, Linkin Park, Beartooth, and, like, 2 other artists, Joji, or something like that. And that's all I listened to. And I listened to that for, like, years and years on end. So I made this channel to, like, broaden my horizons, and I wanted to be as open as possible for music, because I have, like, a massive, like, love for music, but I have such a little familiarity with, like, multiple different realms of music, because I do hear it in passing, and I like songs, and there's songs that I add to my playlist or whatever, but, like, I haven't done deep diving. This was why the channel was created, so I could do deep dives on this sort of thing, because I didn't feel like it was a productive use of my time if I just did it by myself, because I have this issue where, like, all my hobbies or interests, I need to try and tie a profit motive to it. I'm hoping none of you know, because I don't want all that shit to be dragged over here, but I had a gaming channel before, and as soon as I, like, graduated high school and moved out to go to university, I started a gaming channel, so I had an excuse to play games, because I would be recording it and uploading it. And then I had that channel get to, like, 16k subs and like 50k on TikTok or whatever, and it gave, like, a profit motive, or at least some sort of, oh, this is productive, I can engage in my hobby to do that. And this is kind of this version of that with music, because this is I love this, and it takes less time to get into music than to keep up being, like, top 1 Radiant on Valorant, right? So that's why I came to here to give a brief backstory of, like, me and stuff like that. So I started this channel to explore new music and that sort of thing, but I'm still open to hating on shit. Like, my first time reactions are always quite positive, but if you see my reviews for some albums, it can be a bit scathing, like By Storm's most recent one that came out, or if we go to like J. Cole usually. Granted, I liked his most recent project a decent amount. Like I am capable of being a bit of a dick. So it's not out of the realms of possibility for me to just hate on Nettspend, but I just don't see any reason to at the moment. Unless he has some like fucking weird buzz. There's some things that people are pointing out where it's like, oh, I'm gonna like, I fucked her on the school bus or some shit. It's like, bro, he's 16. Like, what? Yeah, where else? Like, if you're going to brag about that shit, well, like, it would have to be school related, you fuckhead. Like, also, teenagers fuck. Less so this, like, my generation and younger, but like, they fuck. So, I don't see too many issues with that. If he's like 16, 17, talking about like, oh yeah, I'm fucking at school. It's a bit funny actually, because I don't know, it's a bit absurd, but like, I really can't grapple where the hatred is coming from, and I feel like I'm usually able to do that. Sorry for yapping, but I don't know, I'm stumped. And it's like a genuine first time reaction, I guess. Beats are nice. I don't understand. Also, if he's 16, I actually do think he has like quite decent potential. He's 18 now, but like, by the time he's coming out, he's like 17, 16. Like, I guess that's problematic lyric there. Like, I'm a progressive dude, but it's like, who fucking cares? He's 17. The beat's nice again, and he fits it. I like it. I'm sorry, like my reaction facially isn't to the music. I think it's actually quite good. It's just I kind of detest the critics or whatever, or like, what's wrong with it? Like, it's just good. Is it anything super expansive or groundbreaking? No. But like, does it need to be? No. Like, this sounds decent too. Like, the production quality's there.
Zip it up.
Like, this sounds pretty.
Baby, let's try.
Is he referencing Assets' new album?
So I know you was there. You was black, 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 black. And the steering on the way, steer out. And it feel like yesterday, shooting dice on the stairs. Whoa, got away 'cause I was scared. Oh, no way, got away 'cause you want air. No, burn, wait, you ain't a.
Like, he's a bit funny.
We both got a lot to say. Speak it in codes that they might listen to us. Do it so long, don't know my limits. For the shit take down and they all miss me. Man, in a whole rig fit, I signed some titties. What's up? I'm depressed, I still got witty. Keep trying to get me, yeah, that shit get risky. Take 2 shots of wicked, yeah. Who else with me? Pull up ASAP, yeah. Don't be dumb, I got banned from the bank. I keep on putting.
There's a bit of a stuntedness to the flow, I guess. But like, it doesn't take away from the enjoyability of the track for me.
Drop it, diamonds all on my veneers. Yeah, I was intoxicated, so I know you was there.
maybe it's just like people aren't used to like vibe-based tracks, and he got like it because he's from like using these like SoundCloud sort of sounds. So he broke into like a bigger audience than usual. Like maybe that's it. I might give it a 6.5 because I think there was a bit of a stuntedness compared to it. I would still say this is a pretty good track though. But like what I was talking about, it's like with the SoundCloud, maybe it's because this grew into like a bigger, wider net of audience. To the point where like Fantana reviewed this, but he didn't review a bunch of like SoundCloud shit from like late 2010 SoundCloud era, like Kill Station or something like that. He didn't really review that. Maybe it's that sort of thing. Like he didn't. I listened to like maybe it's just the fact that I listened to like Gucci High Waters, which I'll give an example of, because the same way that this sort of sound of like rage cloud rappy sort of shit is the trend for underground SoundCloud stuff at the moment, like this plug B sound. Emo rap was like the predominant thing that functioned for late 2010s.
Not Morgan.
I don't think like this is just a vibe. Like it's not meant to be incredibly technical or anything like that. I also think this is like, now that I've gone back to this and I actually re-reviewed it, despite the fact that I listened to this so much when I was in high school, this is worse produced than Nettspend shit.
When you asked what's wrong when you saw me, chemicals running through my veins.
It's nothing revolutionary, but like there's a lot of SoundCloud shit that isn't revolutionary, and it's just meant to fit a vibe. And if it fits that vibe well, then that is it doing its job. Like it feels weird. It's like if you went to a southern hip hop banger, right? If you went to Radical by fucking Future, right? You would go, too repetitive. Why isn't he talking about like 90s police brutality and the Nation of Islam and Black Panthers and stuff like that? It's like because he like that isn't the lane that it's in. Like go listen to Mos Def or something like that if you want to get that sort of vibe. So I like within the lane that it's trying to do, I think Nettspend's doing a decent job. The same way that I would say like Gucci High Waters, actually he did a decently poor job at times, but like they're trying to fill a vibe, a niche or something like that, and that's their goal, and they're adding towards it. It's like subjective, like I don't know, it's like the realms of the type of music that's something is trying to go for is subjective. So if and within that you can still be objective, but you have to make sure that you're not applying different lenses onto other albums when they're not meant to be doing it. Like for example, the reason why I don't like J. Cole is not because he has like the simple rhyme schemes in a vacuum is bad. It's like, no, he's trying to be a lyrical fucking conscious rapper and he can't rhyme for shit. So like that's the reason why I dislike it, because in what he's trying to do, he's failing. Where what at Nettspend's trying to do, he's not trying to be this like ultra conscious hip hop artist or anything like that. He's not trying to be a massive trendsetter. He is playing with current trends in the underground, and they're well produced, and he's catching a bit of a vibe. So I don't see the issue with it. The next track could probably have a bit of an issue for me. Like Fuck Cancer. If you're playing around, like I can be a bit of an edgy dude. So if this ends up being funny, that's fine. But this track could be fucking annoying. Let's see. Because like it is technically a sensitive topic, but like he's not really a serious guy, so I don't see. I don't know.
When it bust go, nah, nah, nah. And when we fuck go, wah, yeah. Thumbing bands up, damn, hopping out the lamp truck, need put my pants up, man. And she on the daily grind, cause she a cancer, man. I just chucked a couple bands out of dancing.
Alright, I might like it. If he's gonna talk about like fuck cancer, like fuck women that are cancers.
Well, turn your frown back upside down. Don't post our bitch, don't kiss the town, bitch. I'm on the run like Foxy Brown. Yeah, go check that glove, I said we got rounds. Pull up to New York, put the grab in the glove. And it's a brawl in the motherfucking town. Was that Benny Hanna before I even had a daughter? On the phone with my mama, she said don't have no daughter. Talking to my dad, he said don't start no problem. But it was after you went and caused all the drama. Never been to the gym, but I'm getting strong. She like my left fucking grand, she know I'm getting drunk. I just pop 2 pills, hope it don't fuck me up. I was trying to feel in the hills, cause I'm getting older. What is real, where the seal? And my breath strapped up like a Navy SEAL. And we gon' trail, we gon' peel.
He sounds young. I will give him that. Like
when it bust go,
But does that mean just any fucking artist that doesn't have, like, his balls haven't dropped enough is just bad? Not really.
Hopping out the lamp, trying to pull my pants up, man. And she on the daily grind cause she a cancer, man. I just chucked a couple bands out of dancing, yeah. Do a couple thousand pennies in a well. If I go down, still wish you well. Turn your frown back upside down. Don't post our pic, don't kiss it and tell.
Also, on a more broader macro point, right? Why is the ire towards him? Why are people shitting on him? Because it's like, he is like a fucking 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, right? At this point, it came out in 2024. Don't know when his birthday is. Don't fucking care enough to look it up. He said he is 17, but it's 2026 now. So there could be a chance where some of these are recorded when he's 16, right? He's a young dude, and he's making art, and I think he started when he was 15. So actually, within a year, you could argue that it's mostly the beats. So how did he get in contact with a bunch of people that make beats this good? Who knows? Maybe that's a bit fucking shifty. Maybe. But when we're looking at it from like a young person making art, and within the first year and a bit, he's doing a good job, and I just feel like shitting on it for no reason, which I can't see the reason, feels bad. Like, we should not want him. Like, being critical isn't necessarily an issue. Being critical to like good-natured people or younger people is fine, because that's how they learn. But it seems like a bunch of the comments and a bunch of like the reviews that I see on Album of the Year, they have nothing to do with like his criticism. For me, for example, I'm not even against someone being a dick to try and help someone, because for me, when I was like getting good at fucking Counter-Strike and shit like that, and when I started playing in leagues and professionally and semi-professionally and whatever, when I started doing that, my in-game leaders that ended up playing for Cloud9 Valorant and shit like that, they would say some obscene shit, like being like, oh, you're a fucking arsehole, this is how you do it, you're like actually brain damaged, and they would talk to every single person like that when they're on the team. It's like, if you make a mistake, they'll cuss you out, say a bunch of fucking inflammatory shit towards you, and then go, here's how you do it. I'm not against that, even like super harsh criticism, but what I'm seeing here is just like a bunch of people hating on the fucking kid, but then not saying like why it's bad. It's like, oh, it's just a bit rudimentary. It's like, what do you mean? Can you point out how it's rudimentary? Because I think the production quality is pretty decent, and sure, if maybe it's played out like it's normal, it's like a very typical sound for a fucking plug artist or whatever, maybe that is the case. Talk a bit more about it, I guess. Actually, for 1 second, I'm sorry that I'm pausing so many things. Granted, you won't see the pauses because I pause the recording and then come back. But I'm just going to spam quickly through Fantano's review to see if he actually makes any substantive critiques of the music, and see maybe if it enlightens like, oh, that's what people are disliking, because that seems to be the focus of my fucking reaction so far, and I'm curious to see. And sorry for the apps, but maybe... I hope this is not too annoying for you Nettspend fans, but let me check. All right, I'm back. I watched actually his full review. He basically just says what I was alluding towards, like maybe being an issue of like, he views this being he calls it like a smoothie of SoundCloud influences, and where he has now viewed like Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty and all of that sort of thing as important figureheads for that they have staying power, they have influence, that sort of thing. Nettspend feels like a byproduct of only listening to that sort of hip hop and not listening to other hip hop artists. I can sort of see that, because like if we go back historically, we can look at the issue with like, I guess, a lot of 2010s lyrical miracle rappers. Their only reference points was Eminem, and that is a bit of a problem when it comes to the culture at large, because also I'm speaking as a white guy, so obviously take anything I say with a grain of salt, but I like to think that I know I did some sociology shit, who gives a fuck, in uni, but so like I care about this sort of thing, and with the issue with the Eminem thing is like, if you have a bunch of people that are only influenced by Eminem, Eminem is obviously taking a lot from the communities that he grew up in, because he fucking likes Jadakiss, he likes Nas, he likes all that sort of stuff, so he is incorporating some of the authenticity of the of this like predominantly black medium, and it's like a voice for the black community, so he's taking some of that authenticity and he has it, but then the people that are able to take from just Eminem, they're not doing that, because they're only taking it from this like white filtered lens, and because they're not actually they don't have a real appreciation for hip hop. And he kind of has that sort of viewpoint with Nettspend, as Nettspend is taking from a bunch of artists like the Lucifer and that sort of thing. But I also feel like that is a bit unfair, because whereas someone that is a white kid, let's say, that only listens to Eminem and then starts becoming a rapper and doesn't actually have an appreciation of where the culture and where the genre comes from, they're only taking it from a white dude. I understand that's a bit, maybe it's like a bit more reductive to look at the skin here, but like if you're taking it from like Lil Uzi Vert, if you're taking it from Cardi, if you're taking it from that sort of thing, it's not like Cardi is so dejected, or Lil Uzi Vert is so dejected from the culture that he's not like considered black or anything. Like they're not considered black or anything. It's like they still have like Kendrick cosigns, and they have cosigns from mainstream like black rappers that you would consider to be well within the culture, that sort of thing. So I don't think it's the same sort of paradigm. I can sort of see where that it stems from a bit, but I don't see the futility in what's happening here. Like I don't see the issues that comes out from that. Where like someone like a fucking Tom McDonald, I can see that issue, because it's like he's only listened to fucking Eminem and Lil Wayne, and he's only taken the most vapid interpretations of that. But then he's used it to make like lyrical miracle shit that's really bad. I think there's also a difference when it comes to if we take conscious hip hop, like something like a bit more like an Eminem, where like you look at his first 3 albums, that they have meat to the bones, right? It's not just a vibe. If you look at that and you bastardize it to the point of it having no meaning, like Tom McDonald sort of does, and then also uses it for like a negative negative reason, I can understand why that would be really fucking bad. But if when it comes to like this more avant-garde, nihilist sort of approach to music that like Playboi Carti sort of has, I don't see the same issues that stem from that. Because if you take from like a black text, like let's say, I don't know, if you take from like the world is water or something like that from Nas, and you bastardize that down and whitewash it, there's a lot of harm that's being done there, because the initial like reason that song was being created and the message that it was purporting to be is diluted to the point of having none of that meaning and not being a voice for the black community. But if you're doing it to like a fucking Playboi Carti song that doesn't really have meaning behind it, I don't see the issue with that, because it's not like you're diluting or gentrifying that sound to the point of it not having the like voice of the black community, if that makes sense. There is a bit of there's always, it's a push and pull, but like I see it as like fundamentally a bit different. And I'm sorry for being so over analytical when it comes to this, but just like watching Fantana's review of it, he doesn't really talk much about sonically. He's just like, it's just a distorted mess. It's like, it sounds all right, like it's produced pretty well. I don't see the issue with that. Just because it has a shit ton of distortion doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. But yeah, the point's being made. I just don't see how it relates necessarily to Nettspend as much. Like I can see it as like an overarching point, but it feels weird to single out this one kid as the problem, right? And give him a shit review for it. Like, I feel like you could give this a decent review, fine, but say it's like a 5 or a 4 or whatever. Maybe you don't like it too much, so it's a 3 or 4. And then you can say contextually, when you're talking about the rise of like the commercialization of hip hop, how Nettspend is actually kind of like a weird example of that happening. I could see that being the case, but it feels really weird to use that contextualization to then hone in on this kid and then use 8 minutes of your 10-minute review to say, oh, this kid is like a big fucking problem because of it. It's like, when I don't think he's doing anything uniquely awful, and that makes his art uniquely bad. Yeah, sorry for the big yap, but yeah, also, I know that I'm assuming a lot of Nettspend fans are fucking 16-year-olds that just like vibes, so sorry for over-intellectualizing all this shit, but I was just curious to figure this shit out. Like, why is he hated? That sort of thing, because when I'm listening to the music, I like it. It's good shit. This is a nice beat.
The party.
Put in grades, I made her ass big. Yeah, I'm done skipping class, which I was done being bad, which fuck class, drew a bad pic, stay on my date because I swagged it. Swear to God, if you had a torch, you be in the last with it. Like who you with? Like how many twin. We can all get in. Like, we can't all get in. Like, just say that you out of swag with it. Swag with it. Swag.
Like, he isn't an incredible rapper, but I don't think it's necessary when it comes to the music.
Drink cup, poppy tags with it. Yo, so side bitch. Yo. Ain't no second.
I really like this, like, pretty simple. I wonder where it's from.
Pushing button chopper. She was looking for my llama. Badass bitch, she follow. She won't stop me cause I'm popping. Yeah, I'm done skipping class with. I was done being bad with. Fuck class, drew a bad pics. Yeah, I'm done skipping class with. For the drug.
I swear to God.
For the drug.
I like the beat. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I'll try not to yab more about like the context of everything, because I feel like I've said enough. Also, if there is something out there, I'll just cap this off. If there is something out there that makes it seem like he is actually like a really weird culture vulture, and he said some really like ass backwards shit, I take back like a decent amount of what I said, but so far from what I've been able to look up and see, I don't see the issue as much. But also, obviously, I'm a fucking white dude from Australia, like.
Go, drugs in my dream. I fell asleep and they love what they see, but don't get close to me. I'm circling at the beach, there's so much weed I broke the leaf. I'm OT/OD off the opiates. I swear I get too geeky. Make me leave. So sad that this bitch a treat. I double up the loose leaf and I can't even feel the weed. I feel like Future but Gen Z. Put some Molly in them teeth. Baby, tell me what you mean. Might be fucked up but not like me.
You could say like that bar's a bit cringe, because like he probably doesn't have the realization of like what made Future, but I don't know, he's probably does this shit.
Date night, why I left you fell asleep. And my brother said this shit ain't no jealousy. It just ain't.
It's a decent bitch.
I fell asleep and they love what they see, but don't get close to me. I'm circling at the beach, there's so much weed I broke the leaf. I'm OT/OD off the opiates. I swear I get too geek. Make me leave. So sad that this bitch a treat. I double up the loose leaf and I can't even feel the weed. I feel like Future but Gen Z. Put some Molly in them teeth. Baby, tell me what you mean. Might be fucked up but not like me.
Like, I could see someone writing this track poorly because of the lyrics feel maybe a bit tone deaf or something. For me, I don't mind it. I do think it sounds alright. The lyrics I do think mean it's like a tiny bit lower, but I still have like vaguely positive feelings towards the track. I also like the beat, so like I hope you can see that I'm actually even trying to be critical towards it. Like I think I might even be going a bit too harsh against like just 2 lines or whatever, but also I don't understand like the whole like, oh, this is just a distorted mess. This feels like it's not using distortion in a very lackadaisical way. I think like the beats work with the distortion. I feel like the beat and his vocals here are a bit mismatched a bit. Like it's not flowing into the beat as well. But like it still sounds better despite the incongruency than like other projects that have this sort of issue.
I think I'm lit, jumping fin. Yeah, she on my dick 'cause I'm the shit, just shut up, bitch.
Like I feel like Young Gravy is more offensive with like the whole culture vulture shit than this. Like by a lot more. But like again, pigment of my skin, that sort of thing. Take what I said, we're gonna solve.
I ain't gonna say no bitch, dog.
I'd say it's like, again, like another 5.5 maybe. Like I like the beat. I think it sounds so decent. I think his rapping performance, I can understand like the issue that Fed said, bro, where it's like sometimes it feels like it's irrespective of the beat, it feels like he just slaps his vocals over. I could see that on that last track. But I don't know.
Twitter got you pulled, and it's a wet flu. That boy fucking throat. Like send that chick through. You know what I'm owed. Yeah, she's so fine. She only fans on she own. Then I say bye, bitch. Got booked for 20 shows. Like 20 bitch. And while you typing, I can't even respond. Don't need no guidance. This money turn me on. We keep on fighting. We keep on fighting. I'm alive. Yeah, I'm alive. And you ride.
This one has less of the like energy, I feel, but might be the worst track so far, but it's not like god awful to me. I like this part. This beat's nice. His rap performance in the last two tracks have been a bit weird compared to like the last tracks. Like it's more noticeable in these two, I feel. I still like the beat though, and I feel like the beat is the majority of like the attention of this project. I think the beat's better on this one than the last track, but his performance is a bit worse, so I think it kind of averages out to be the same as like Shut Up and Bitch Sleep for me.
And I said, yo, I was stay smoking on this dope, so it's date night, I took so, and I said, pose, my brother, yeah, he up the scopes. You know that we ain't on the road,
I don't know. Maybe like it does feel like the rapping is getting worse, and the beats are.
And then I turned 17 and now she think I'm grown. She think I'm grown. And I just dropped the blunt, I'm screaming where the hoes.
The beat feels a bit thin on this one. I wonder who did it. Like there's like this like Revenge Seekers Jane River crashes, but they don't have the same level of like pristineness that like Jane River did on. But like it's like the glass breaking and shimmering and stuff like that. It feels like it's the distortion has taken it out of quite a bit of detail from this beat that could have been there. But like I still like the concept at the forefront of the beat. And there's like nice parts that are shining through. It just feels like if it was just mastered a bit better, It'd be a bit more clear and shit. Also, his rapping performance wasn't the best on it.
Okay is the hardest. I swear to God.
We gon' be okay. Yeah. Yeah, 500 for that, so don't fuck it up. I fucked it up. Baddest kid of the year. You can't touch us. You know that shit. We spin that like just like a truck. I'm sure that fucked you up. Like most of these bad bitches be capped, but that's not new to us. It's perks in my soul that I'm through. I got flown out. Fuck that little diss. I'm mad wealthy and you broke. Now like watch out for me, man. I'm slaying hoes out, and I just changed my number. You can have my old one. I don't want the young hoe. I just want the old one. I'm swerving in that Tahoe window. Do you see me? I was just stealing shit. New wrist done.
I like the prettiness of like this beat coming through a bit. It has been on like a bit of a decline on the second half of this project, I will say that. It's still hovering around like the 5 to 6 range, 4 to 6 range for me. I'll see how re-listens this does for me. Because there's like this, like, there's like a prettiness there. I like that, but his vocals are a bit chuffed. Some of these lyrics are wild. Yeah, these beats that are a lot more bass forward and distortion forward, I feel like it doesn't do wonders for his voice, because his voice, like his rapping performance is, they can't carry the entire track by themselves. So I prefer like a bit more of a glistening beat that he had prior than this. I guess like another track. Let's see what the last track is though, because like this is definitely not bad album. But, ooh, it sounds like it's gonna be a bit prettier. I like it.
I read from back to front, cause what they want from me, I'm finna remodel the whole crib. Became an architect in my sleep. It's hella money, when it couch. It made me trust her thing about spin. Fuck, I don't gotta say please. I don't care, that bitch don't run down. I don't gotta say please. buddy keep a couple hundred rounds. I could care less about the press.
I like this beat. I like. Also, he's really nice on this one. I like it.
Crack, you know I ain't about it. I keep like hundreds on me, bitch. I keep that pocket full. From the race, I don't. From the race, I shoot. From the race, they shooting out the window where that was. I can't care no more. Hundreds just didn't move. I move up, ranked up, and 100 on the move. So it's hella money in the couch. Won't give you up, I love you now. Fuck, and make me love what things about you. If we made love, would it change your outfit on me? I like when you try on new outfits in front of me. I read from back
I like
to front,
this.
'cause what they want from me. I'm finna remodel the whole crib. Became an architect in my sleep, and I can't talk to your bitch. Smell like artichoke when she speak.
The beat's really nice. It's really pretty, and I feel like his vocals on top of it kind of match it a bit more. I enjoyed it. I don't know, like, I think it feels weird. It just feels like he's been targeted for some reason. I didn't see it. As you can tell throughout this entire video, I've tried my best to figure out where it is, because I'm more than happy to be wrong. I come into this shit blind, so obviously, like, I don't have all the pre-context of, like, maybe why this person's hated or whatever the fuck. I look into it, I just feel bad for the kid. Like, he's fucking a young dude, and he, like, the only problems I would see is, like, typical problems you would have with, like, any 16, 17-year-old not fully understanding shit. Like, it feels nitpicky, but, like, the Future line or whatever, like, I'm Future, but I'm Gen Z, it's like, it doesn't feel like you understand, like, why Future was appreciated and that sort of thing. But, like, it's also, it's fucking, people brag about that sort of shit. Like, fucking J. Cole says he's the best rapper in the game when he's clearly not. So, like, I don't think it's that bad. And I kind of just feel bad for the kid, because I really tried to find, like, is there proper hatred for, like, and good reason to hate it. I don't see it, because I think the music's pretty fucking good. Like, he has, the second half, he was on a bit of a rough stint, but, like, the first half and the last track here, like, actually just solid shit. I'm sorry if my yapping was annoying or anything like that, because sort of like, shut the fuck up, just listen to the music. I could get that, but I don't know, I wanted to investigate it all. And yeah, I think it's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent project. I appreciate the Patreon for requesting this. Love you guys. You guys have been absolutely insanely supportive, and I appreciate it so much. If you want to support further, you can go to my Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you get to request an album that's 50 minutes or less, or you get to request 2 albums as classic albums. They're like basically albums from like the 60s to 2000s mostly. That I haven't heard before. They're all first listens. You have a bunch of like Jay-Z, Outkast, that sort of thing. So if you want to do that, that'd be great. If you spend $8 though, you can get an album request that is 90 minutes or less. That is anything. It's, basically it's the same as the prior sub one, but instead of 50 minutes or less, you have 90 minutes or less, and it's $3 more. Yeah, you get a bit of discount on that, and you also get early access, because a bunch of these albums, because I record like 3 or 4 in a day when I'm doing days of recording, and I'm only uploading once a day on YouTube. You get like albums that are on my Patreon for fucking like 10 months early access. So yeah, just look at the catalog over there. Your favorite albums, just type in the search bar, and if I have it, sick. And you can sub and get access to it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you for this request. It was a pretty decent album. Peace.